Hello guys! In today's video, we're going to present to you the top 10 best utility knife available on the market today. We made this list based on our personal preference and sorted it based on their features, prices, quality, durability, and reputation of the manufacturers. Check out the description to find out their prices and more information. We've included the links in the description below. If you are new to our channel, please subscribe and hit the bell icon for the daily video notification. So, without further ado, let's get started. At the first position of our list, we have FC Folding Utility Knife. This knife features an aluminum body and comes with a holster. It is very easy to open with one hand when using the wrist flick. All you need to do is hit the thumb release button and pop it out there. Blade changes are a dream with this knife. Just press the button on the spine of the blade holder and slide your old blade out. When the blade is locked out, there is a tiny bit of movement, but it isn't something to worry about. Just one of those things you look at when you drop a lot of dough on a regular folding knife. It is very ergonomic when folded out, but when it is closed, it has the shark fin thing going on, although it is not as bad as some. In the case of this knife, the side that is hinged is well hidden in the handle, so only the blade end protrudes more than the rest. Moving on to the next at number 2 with Fiskars Pro Utility Knife. Fiskars is best known for their scissors, so they know a thing or two about cutting. This thing is kind of a beast. It is built like a tank, and like most tanks means it is big and heavy. Not to say that is a bad thing, but most people don't want to feel a heavy object banging around in their pocket all day. But you do get used to it after a while and in the scope of things. It isn't that much bigger than most large EDC folding knives. Although this is a utility knife, it seems Fiskars did compromise on the design just because they could. You can see right away that it is a quality design. When the knife is folded, it looks like it was made to stay that way. When you fold the knife out, it looks like it is a fixed blade knife. My point in saying that is no matter what the knife is doing, it looks like it is supposed to be that way. And when it is folded, you can't even tell what it is, which adds to the coolness factor. If you can get past the orange color and odd design, then this knife is one of the best out there. And really, is the design all that strange? It looks like a spaceship or bullet train, and that is pretty awesome. The number 3 position is held by Gerber EAB Lite Pocket Knife. This thing is awesome. It is as long as my thumb and as wide as 2 fingers and the thickness of 75 cents in quarters. When the blade is closed, it seems to can shut. Not just closed, but feels magnetic. The body is made out of stainless steel and will probably be washed a couple of times because it is so lightweight and forgettable. When it locks out, it feels very sturdy and is easy to get a good strong grip on the handle. I don't feel like it will fold in on me when I start cutting. The clip end of the knife can be used as a flat head screwdriver unless the screw is countersunk a whole lot. It doesn't seem to be made to do this, but there are enough places on this thing to unscrew something without having to use the blade. Overall, this is a solid little knife. It doesn't make noise or feel flimsy and loose when I shake it. It fits in the pocket very nicely, almost too nicely. You will have to use 2 hands to open this knife, and this is really the only annoyance. Next at number 4, we have Husky Folding Short Grip. If you are a Husky tool fan, this is the knife for you. Husky is known for making some good tools, and this knife is no exception. There is absolutely no slop in the blade. The handle is made of stainless steel and comes in various colors. The checkered pattern also gives you a confident grip even in wet conditions. As far as opening goes, one-handed operation isn't impossible, but there is a good bit of resistance. As the knife is used, it gets easier to open with one hand, so don't lose hope. Blade changes are easy with this knife, even with the scissors style method used. And if you are totally lost and can't figure out how to do it, the instructions are stamped right on the blade holder. All you have to do is press the slider of the spine and swing down half of the blade holder. When the knife is folded, it does stick up quite a bit. I guess having the lockback style blade release gets in the way of the knife when folding it up. This is common with a lot of these knives, and one of the reasons I am not a big fan of them. When half of the knife blade sticks up like a shark's fin, it is kind of annoying. At least to me anyway. Again, this isn't a complaint against this specific knife, just this design in general. The number 5 position is held by Milwaukee 4822-1903 Fastback Flip Utility Knife. I've tested dozens of utility knives over the years, and I always seem to come back to the Fastback. Opening the knife requires you to hit a release button on the side. It isn't spring-loaded, so you have to give it a little wrist flick in order to open it with one hand. But it swings open smoothly and locks into place with an audible click. The knife feels really good in the hand when cutting. The finger notch and overall handle design lock your hand in and prevent slipping or turning. I really like that you can use this knife without even opening it. It has a gut hook built into the handle, so when the knife is folded, you can use the slot to cut. The handle itself is very stout, and you get no blade wiggle when it folds out. Since we're talking about Milwaukee, it is painted in what should be everyone's favorite color, red. Overall, I would say that this is the best utility knife out there. The number 6 position is dominated by Holtzman utility knife. This is the only combo knife on the list. For around $20, you can't beat what you get. At pretty much the same thickness as most of the other standard folding utility knives on this list, it's hard to imagine they fit another blade in there. The features are pretty standard when it comes to the utility knife. It doesn't open itself, but it does open easily with one thumb. And the profile of this knife is very low and almost flush with the handle. It isn't as heavy as you might think, being that it has multiple blades. The pocket clip is strong, and it even comes with a screwdriver, so you don't have to put it on if you don't want to. Included in the case is a small multi-tool as well. Replacing blades isn't as easy as pushing a button. This knife requires you to turn a thumb screw, which doubles as the thumb post you use to unfold the knife. If you are having trouble deciding if you want to carry a utility knife or a regular pocket knife, then this knife might help you make the decision to just carry both. Overall, this is another solid built knife. It doesn't jiggle or have any slop when locked out for either blade, and it comes in a good size with a good profile. Moving on to the next at number 7 with DEWALT utility knife. Let's get something out of the way first. I'm a big DEWALT tool fan. This knife is just as good as all the other tools in their shed, so don't think for a second this is one of those cheap products big companies sometimes make to appeal to customers in different pay bands. The yellow and black knife is unique in that it folds and also retracts its blade. When I first got this knife, I was perplexed because the blade wasn't in it, or so it seemed. Finally, I realized you had to press down the butt and slide the knife forward, just like every standard retractable utility blade I had ever used. Duh. It just didn't click in my brain that a folding blade could also retract. This feature allows the knife to be more compact. It is almost as short as the Gerber, although not nearly as thin. You can open it with one hand if you had to, but it isn't going to be as easy as the Fiskars or Milwaukee. Overall, the DEWALT is a very stout knife, and with the retractable blade, extra blade storage in the handle, and gut hook make it a great knife, since so many folding utility knives don't have the same features. The number 8 position is held by WORKPRO folding utility knife. This knife has a rosewood and polished steel handle. It is a very pretty knife, and hey, it is just a utility knife. The blade holder has a brass piece that adds to the traditional look. It is only a $16 knife, so I'm trying not to be too picky. But it looks like they took some really pretty pieces and just threw a knife together. The workmanship is kind of sloppy. The knife I got had a lot of dents and scratches in the handle, and the edge bevels were unevenly sanded. Don't get me wrong, it still is a very solid and pretty knife, just not something you would put on display. Opening the knife is a two-hand job, but once it is folded out, it locks solidly in place. Blade changes are very quick too. There's a sliding knob integrated into the spine. All you have to do is press it down and slide the blade out and in. The pocket clip is a little weak for my taste, especially considering the weight of the knife. The clip is also pretty shallow, so you can only get about 1/2 inches of pocket material under the clip from the pinch point to the base of the clip. If you are doing handstands, the knife will fall out. For a wood handle knife, this is one of the best options you have. It is definitely overbuilt, but it is also a handsome looking knife. What else could you ask for? Next at number 9, we have WORKPRO 3-piece quick change folding pocket utility knife set. For a full-size razor blade utility knife, this thing is tiny. It features a stainless steel body and locks out into a very sturdy knife despite the size. It isn't a knife you want to do a lot of heavy work with, but it isn't because it lacks durability. This knife is a solid knife. It doesn't jiggle or rattle and gives you confidence when you cut with it. The reason I say you might not want to use this for a work knife is because the whole handle is polished to a glass-like finish. If your hand starts getting sweaty, or if it is wet when you are using it, you are going to have a tough time holding onto it unless you are just opening cardboard boxes. The profile of the knife is very nice. It doesn't have a weird shape or a bunch of places for it to catch on pocket fabric. It looks like a shiny, dangerous pack of gum. Heck, You could remove the pocket clip and put it in an empty pack of gum for a little concealment. Overall, this is one of the best knives for the size. And if all you need a knife for is opening stuff up, then look no further. You can stick this in your small front jean pocket or put it on a keychain. It is a simple design, but sometimes the simplicity is just what we need. Finally, the number 10 position is dominated by Sheffield lightweight utility knife. The Sheffield is another solid knife. It is on the smaller side as far as handle size goes, but is still very easy to hold on to. The handle scales are checkered aluminum, so you certainly feel like you have some traction as well as durability. The belt clip is about the right size and strength to keep it in your pocket, and since the knife is pretty lightweight, you don't have to worry about it falling out while you are crawling around on the ground. Opening the knife can be a one-handed job, but it's going to take some work and focus once the knife gets broken, and it does get easier though. It is also pretty easy to unlatch the spine clip that holds the blade in place when you are opening the knife. It just feels like an unsafe knife to own, but if you get used to changing the blades, you will eventually find the safest way to do it. As far as utility knives go, this one is very sturdy as well as small, and you don't have to have a tool to swap blades. It is definitely on the more durable end of the scale. We upload all types of survival, camping, and hunting product review videos every single day. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for the upcoming video notification.